welcome back to my channel. I'm Lola Reads and this is Watching and Reading. I want to review this book Dreamcount by Chimamanda Adichie. Dreamcount centers around the lives of four women, Chiamaka, Omelogo, Zikora, and Kadiatu. Let me just quickly start with Zikora, right? Because Chimamanda had released a previous novel titled Zikora, right? A standalone novel. So in that novel, we're introduced to that character Zikora, her family life, her background, and everything. You know, how her father went on to marry someone else, how she was angry at her mother for that because she sort of blamed her mother. Like she was just like a very, very difficult teenager. And the novel actually took us through Zikora's thought process and her relationship with her mom and all of that. So like it just kind of ended just ended the novel ended where Zikora became an adult and that was the last of it. So like in this dream camp now, we see the continuation of Zikora's life. Zikora is now in the US, a grown woman, and she has been trying to settle down. Like she's already in her 40s here, trying to settle down, and we see like the difficulties that she goes through, you know, finding the one to settle down with, right? And she's friends with Chiamaka here, and also kind of like an extended friend to Omelugo. I won't call it friend per se. Like she and Omelugo know each other because of Chiamaka, right? So in the quest of finding the perfect person to settle down with, right, Zikora meets this guy Kwame, and you know they just kind of hit it off. You know, they kind of like flow. Everything, the relationship is just going smoothly. She has met his family knows her, and all sorts. And then she gets pregnant, right? And that's when Kwame just like disappears on her. She contacts his family and everything. You know, they tell her that they'll try to talk to him and whatnot, but like he just disappears and that's it. So that was how Zikora became a single mother, right? And the funny thing is that it was her own mother who came to take care of her in pregnancy and in labor. And so when she had her child, right, we can see there now that she kind of understood her mother, and she kind of understood like what her mother went through when she was younger. You know, the period where I said she was being difficult with her mom, she kind of like understood it, and now she was now more. The situation made her to get closer to her mom and it made her to try to know her mother more, unlike the way it was previously. So, like that's it about Zikora's life here, and yeah, Zikora is a lawyer as well, so she's still going to come up later in the story. But that's her own point of view for this book, right? And then so we will now move to the other woman, Chiamaka. Yeah, Chiamaka is from a well-to-do family, you know, and Chiamaka is kind of like she's also looking for love, but from the way I read the book, it's not like she's looking for love because she wants to settle down and start a family. She's just looking for love because she loves the idea of love. You know, that kind of fairy tale idea of love and butterflies in your stomach and all that. So it's not like she's planning to settle down. Like that's just Chiamaka throughout the whole book. We are just dating different men and we see the different things that are happening. And there was even this one guy that like was really serious with her and wanted to marry her. And then that's how she ended the relationship. And so she's just a fantasy kind of girl. And Omelogo, on the other hand, who is Chiamaka's friend. Now Omelogo stays in Abuja. She's a bank executive. So because of her job, you know, she's an Abuja big girl. Because she's a bank executive, she helps people like, what's that word? Like launder money, right? Through the banks and all of that. So she has money. And because she's helping people launder money, she will get cuts. She'll get her own cuts like from the deal, right? So the money that she gets from the deal, like I really liked Omelogo's character. Out of the 4 minutes, Omelogo I liked the most. And because, you know, on the surface, when you just first start reading about her, she looks like a very bad person. But it's the thoughts, how will I put it now? It's the motive of what she's doing to me that counts, right? So her motive for whatever she was doing, I think, was justified. Because even after laundering the money and everything, whatever she gets from her court, she uses it for like charity. Like there was this girl, there was a day she was driving and she had an accident, she mistakenly hit this girl, right? So do you know that just because of that, she adopted the girl, even though the girl has her own family. She adopted the girl, she took the girl to like the best secondary school in Abuja there. The girl stays with her, like sports the girl city, like the girl was her own daughter. And she also had this foundation, you know, in her village where she just gives out money to struggling women to help them to start up businesses or revive their businesses. So like I really liked Omelogo. And Omelogo was not really like the dating type. You know, she dated but like they weren't too many men. She was just this kind of lady who was more focused on her career. Right. We could see that she was trying to find a purpose. Because even laundering the money was like, how will I say, she wasn't really feeling fulfilled doing that. So she was just trying to find purpose and whatnot. In the quest of trying to find the purpose, right? She decided to take this course in America. So that's how she went over to join Zikora and Chiamaka in America, right? And even after the course, she came back to Nigeria. Like she's just an okay person. She was just there. So I really liked Omedogo. The last person, Kadiatu. Kadiatu is from Guinea-Bissau, if I'm not mistaken. She's from the Fulani tribe, Fula tribe. So Kadiatu's story is like really detailed in this book. I told everything about Kadiatu, right? I did everything so far. So, but I suspect that Kadiatu is going to have a novel of her own in the future, standalone novel, right? So, Kadiatu is just from like this village, from a poor background, and her father died, so the mom was taking care of just she and her sister, her older sister was Binta. So, and Kadiatu was like, she was okay with village life, right? But Binta wanted more, her elder sister wanted more. So, her elder sister decided to follow their aunt, that's their mother's sister, to the city, right? And in the city, everybody speaks French. But in their village, like everybody's really speaking Fula. So Binta ended up learning French and she got a job as a secretary. So like she'd come to the village and she'd tell Kadiatu, oh, you don't have to waste yourself here. You come to the city, things are happening and all of that. And Kadiatu was like just not interested. And there was this guy that, was in the village there that Kadiatu really liked. Amadou. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, Amadou. So Kadiatu really liked him and all of that. But her sister was convincing her to come to the city and she was like, she's just really okay with village life. And, that's how there was this day her aunt Fanta brought this news to them that Binta like passed away. And as a result of fibroid complications or something like that. So the family had to mourn Binta and all of that. And because of that, Kadiatu then decided that she will help her sister to live her dream of being a city girl. So that was when she decided to walk herself to the city. But her family had already betrothed her to this guy, Musa, and they got married. So it was now Musa that moved her to the city. Now, when they got to the city, Musa worked in this mine and he was always drinking. And, so Kadiatu is like, wow, why would a Muslim man be drinking? It's a sin and it's going to bring a curse upon them. And, she kept telling her husband, like, to quit drinking and all of that. And in the midst of that, she was trying to have a child. It was proving difficult. And then that was how this day news came to her that Musa had also died at his place of work. And she was already pregnant for Musa then. In-law stuff. Her husband's people were saying she was the one who had killed their brother, what not, what, and what. So she had to go live with her aunt Fanta. And it was there that she had a daughter for Musa who she named Binta after her sister, right? So while staying with her sister, she learned to speak French very well. And, she was practically like a city girl now. Same with Aunt Fanta. And then Amadou from the village, right? Amadou, who she really likes, came to meet her in the city there. And he told her that he was already in America. And he wants her to join him. He wants her and her daughter to join him in America. So, that's how he decided to put her through visa interview questions, what they're going to ask her, the things that she's going to say. There was this video that he made her watch and he told her to like cram everything that was in the video. And in the video, it was talking about how there was war in Guinea-Bissau and she was attacked by these soldiers and, she was raped and all of that. And Amadou told her that if she should give that sub story, right, her visa will be granted. So yeah, she did go for the interview, but in the end, she didn't get to see that story, right? Because the person interviewing her just like granted her the visa, like there was no need to ask too much questions, right? So that's how Kadi found herself in America with her daughter. They were staying with Amadou, who was also staying with an uncle, right? Then Amadou got arrested for possession of marijuana, right? And she was disappointed because she didn't know that was what he was doing in America. And then on top of that, she discovered that Amadou had a family. Elsewhere in America, he's son with another woman, a woman from Mali, I think. And so she was so disappointed. And, Amadou just kept explaining like he's no longer with the mother. It's just his son that he needs, what and what. And she got angry and just, decided not to visit him in the prison. Right. So in the midst of all this now, Kadiatu got a job cleaning at this hotel. And it was at this hotel she met this family that was just so lavish lifestyle. Like she could tell that these people were from money, the way they were just acting, and then the way they were so loud with their speech. She also suspected they were Nigerians. And so the daughter of this family approached her while she was about cleaning, and just asked her questions like, "What's your name? Where are you from?" and all that. And Kadi answered. And the daughter introduced herself as Chiamaka. So that's the Chiamaka, the other lady that's in this book. So introduced herself as Chiamaka, told her that they're from Nigeria, and it was from there that Chiamaka and Kadi had this relationship. So Chiamaka told Kadi that she could also come to be cleaning her apartment as part-time, as a part-time job, right? So that Kadi can also have a way to earn extra income. So it was from there like they grew close. From there, Kadi would braid hair for Chiamaka and her friends and all of that. So Kadi got this job at a bigger hotel, right? And on this fateful day, one of the cleaners, or sorry, no, the manager had come to tell her that a room had just been unoccupied. Like the people who had used the room had just left. So Kadi was to go there to clean the room. So she went there, she knocked on the door, no one responded. She entered the room and asked anyone here, no one responded. And so she was about to start cleaning when this guy just came out of the bathroom, stark naked, and just rushed her and harassed her. And oh my god, it was just, I don't really want to say like everything. It was a really, really disgusting moment. And so she ran out of the room. And the guy just got dressed and walked out like nothing happened. She raised an alarm, and the hotel staff, they were all around her. She explained everything that happened. They called the police. She reported the case to the police. They took her to the hospital. Samples were taken and whatnot. Like, it was just a crazy time. So she was advised to press charges. And then it was discovered that this person is the owner of a multinational company. And one of the companies is even in Guinea-Bissau, where she comes from, right? So the man was so powerful that he even sent threats to her mom in the village, sent threats to everybody that she knew. And he was just like, in fact, he was just in charge of the whole case. But this is Kadiatu, a foreigner whose only way of getting justice was through pro bono lawyers. Like, so many lawyers didn't even want to take her case because they thought like she was just a joke of a human being. Some of them believed that she couldn't speak English. Like, it was just so much. So it was like Chiamaka who got Zikora to help her with the case because, like I said, Zikora is a lawyer. So it was Zikora, Chiamaka had told Zikora to help Kadi handle the case. And Zikora also got other lawyers on her side. So like they were coaching her for like the court's hearing, Then there was the paparazzi following Kadiatu around, people harassing Binta in school. The whole thing was just too much for Kadi. And at a point, Kadi wished that she didn't even raise the alarm. At a point, she wished that she had just let everything go, right? And she did not say anything. It was just such a sad situation, and they were even advising her. Some people were advising her to just settle and whatnot. Like, it's sad. It's sad what happened to Kadi, honestly speaking. Really, really sad. And being alone in a foreign land. So many people were even like doubting her story. You understand? Calling her a liar. Saying that she's just trying to milk this guy because she knows that he's a very powerful person and whatnot. Like, the whole thing was just sad, but like the story wasn't really concluded. That the story wasn't concluded in this book. So like that's about it for Dreamcount. I read it. It's been a while I've read it, but like I've been so busy, I haven't had time to like sit down to review almost anything. So I really, really enjoyed this book, and I believe there will be a follow-up. At least if not for anyone, at least for Kadiatu, I believe there should be a follow-up, or there will be a follow-up. And I'm really, really interested in seeing what will happen to Kadi, because the way the story was going in this book, it was going like Kadi is not going to get justice. And it's kind of like surprising reading that, knowing very well that, if there's anywhere someone can get justice, it should be in America. But I think the way the whole thing is playing out, even in the American system, what I asked myself personally was that, is there really justice anyway? Can we really get justice anyway? If this is what is going to happen, or if this is what is happening to Kadiatu in America. That's just about it. Like, that's just a rough summary of the book. I really, really enjoyed it. And the book is a big book, right? So if you want to read it, you should just know that you're dedicating your time to focus on this book. But like, you'd really, really enjoy it, because I did. So that's that for this review. See you in the next one. Bye.